Good evening, Norcal Karters. This is Jason, and it's Monday, August 24th. And the racing is live and going again. This past weekend is actually pretty busy in Northern California. We had the Rock Sonoma race number 3, obviously at Sonoma, since it's called Rock Sonoma. And they had a good little turnout. They were right around 65, 66 entries, which, considering everything going on in Northern California right now, I thought that was pretty good. And the limited rock class that they started, so it's basically the Vortex rock shifter with an exhaust restrictor. That class has really taken off. They had at least 9 limited entries, and I think they had about 3 to 5 80s that were piggybacking off of that class as well. So that was really neat to see for the Rock Sonoma events. And I personally was out there as well working. And so I guess it's kind of easier to talking about an event when you're when you're actually there. There was a lot of good racing out there. There's a lot of not so good racing out there. But yeah, the limited shifter class is really growing, and a lot of positive comments. Talked to one person specifically, and they were running the regular rock shifter class, and they just decided, oh, let's throw the restrictor on, let's see how it goes. And afterwards, he said he really enjoyed it. It slowed the cart down enough to where things were manageable, especially on this layout. They did the sprint layout, which is basically every corner on the track, and it's point and shoot and very much of a rhythm track. And he really enjoyed the restricted platform. So that was neat. So kudos to Rock Sonoma for your experiment on that. That's going really well. And another nice thing to see, there was a lot of racers at the track that I haven't seen all year. The Sonoma guys, they've opened it up to IAME packages. So if you have an IAME KA100, you can run in the 100cc class. If you have IAME Swift, you can run in either the micro or the mini class. And they are scored separately, but they run on the track together. And quite honestly, it didn't appear there was a big difference in horsepower between the Rock and the mini Swift products. So that was good to see the parity there. And the class was growing, so there was 10 to 12 kids out there, which is neat to see when the kids are at the track. And that was good. Yeah, it was a really fun weekend. It was just very, very enjoyable. I was actually at the Sonoma track working for 5 days with a couple different shops, and then working with Cameron Karting under their tent. So it was a long week for me, but I had a really, really good time. Just you get to see, old faces and just kind of smile, share a laugh, etc. So that was good. Then we also we did a quick cheesy interview with Cole Shade. He's the new Squadra Track Magic factory pilot, and I just wanted to do something for the Track Magic guys because they got a really good thing going. So I told him I would try to do an interview with Cole, and then I'm thinking about it. It's like, wait, I don't want to just spoil everything. So I just did kind of a cheesy interview. Cole did a great job. He carried the whole show. So I'm the problem. I'm the holdup in the show. So Cole did a really great job. We were talking about the Track Magic product. He will actually be heading up to Oregon for the Track Magic rally. That's taking place September 25th, 26th, 27th. If you're on Facebook, you can check out their official page, which is under the Track Magic Owners Group. And the reason I kind of cut Cole's interview a little bit short, I wanted some material to cover. I mean, we're leading up to a fun event in September, and if we do everything in one podcast, then it kind of becomes redundant and it isn't as interesting. So that was fun. So we also had popping in on the interview, NorCal's own Shad Huntley. I'm sorry, not Shad Huntley. Seth Huntley. So we had Seth Huntley on real quickly. Then we had a young kid out of Marina who relocated to Utah, Ayrton Littell, and he's under the GFC tent as well. He's a teammate of Cole Shade. And so we talked to him a little bit. He looks like he's going to be a new dealer for GFC karting out in the Utah area. So that's exciting to see for Gary's product line to grow. And that was all, the Sonoma. They had a big Trans Am NASA SCCA race down the hill. So there was a lot of karters down the hill that were doing that stuff. So, a lot of action going on at Sonoma. And also last weekend, there was the Northern Nevada Kart Club. They had their night race. And again, that's nnkcreno.com. So check them out if you can't make it to the California races, but you want to go to Reno. That's a really nice track. So again, nnkcreno.com. And then a change in the schedule. So we had CCKRA. They have an event going on in... I have a conflicting information. So you have to go to cckra.com to check out their website for the official post. But on one site, it says Fresno. The other side, it said Buttonwillow. So I'm not exactly sure where it's taking place. But they postponed it. It was supposed to be last weekend. So now it's going to be this weekend, which is August 29th and 30th. So that's cckra.com. That's Central California Kart Racing Association. So check them out. And in the last podcast, I had mentioned Team GFC Karting. They became a sponsor of our calendar. And what we're doing for the teams and the shops that choose to opt in is you pay a small fee and we'll put your team on our calendar. So if someone's going to the calendar at norcalkarters.com and they click on August and they see August 22nd, we had Rock Sonoma, we had Northern Nevada Kart Club, and then right under that you see Team GFC Karting. Click on the link and you can actually go visit Gary's webpage directly from our calendar. And the reason I'm offering this service is twofold. One, to raise a little bit of funds for the website. But two, a lot of times as a new racer or maybe a karter that's not as connected, you're not really sure who's going to be at the track. And sometimes it's nice to know that, hey, Gary's going to be at Sonoma. Oh, I can call Gary and maybe pick up some brake pads or a chain or some sprockets or tires, whatever it might be. But it's helpful to know which shops are supporting which tracks and which series so you can plan ahead. Just makes your racing experience a little bit better. So shout out to Team GFC Karting. Gary's website is gfckarting.com. And like I said, I did an interview with Cole Shade, so I was under their tent a lot after hours, just trying to find some content for Norcal Karters. So that was cool. And let's see here. In a couple of weeks, Northern Nevada Kart Club, nnkcreno.com. They have another race, and that's going to be on September 6th. So September 6th is another race at the Nevada Kart Track, Northern Nevada Kart Track. So that should be good to see. And we have, that takes us to December. So again, September 6th, Northern Nevada Kart Club. That following Monday is Labor Day. And so that's September 7th. It's right around the corner. And September is going to be busy. So we have Northern Nevada Kart Club, we just mentioned. Labor Day. We have the California Rock Cup Championship is teaming up with Sonoma Rock like they did a couple of months ago. And that is taking place on September 12th through the 13th. And again, the California Rock Cup Championship, you heard a lot about them on our podcast over the year. They were one of the very first clubs to sign up in January and said, hey, get me on your calendar. So it's challengekarting.com. And again, it's challengekarting.com. And they are doing a combined event with the Rock Sonoma. And that should be a big turnout for the karting stuff and for the Vortex program. Gary Carlton, he will also be at that event. But the reason it should be big is the following week, September 17th through the 20th, the Rock Festival West is taking place in Sonoma. So I know a lot of teams and a lot of drivers have already talked about coming up to California again on that September 12th and 13th weekend as a warm-up for the Rock Fest. And for many people, this kind of might be one of the last bigger events before the Rock Festival in Las Vegas, which is the Rock the Rio. You're going to have a lot of top talent in every single class. And many times racers will use these bigger one-off events to kind of see where they stack up with their competitors. So again, that's going to be a busy, busy September. And the Rockfest West is September 17th through the 20th. Now that same weekend is also CCKRA. That is Central California Kart Racing Association. They are a calendar sponsor. So check out their website at cckra.com, and they're having an event at Buttonwillow, and that's going to be a really, really busy week for karters in Northern California, because September 21st, which is a Monday, September 21st, NCK Road Racers, they will be at Thunder Hill. You can find out more information by clicking on our calendar, because again, NCK is a sponsor of our calendar, and their website is nckroadracing.com, and they will be at Thunder Hill on Monday, the 21st of September. And then we roll right into the Track Magic Pacific Northwest Party at Pat's Acres. So I know the scope of Norcal Karters is Norcal Karters, and we cover Reno, Medford, some of the Central Valley clubs. But the reason I'm promoting the Track Magic Pacific Northwest Party, one, I like Pat's Acres. Two, it's not that far from Northern California. And three, the Track Magic Owners Group is based in Northern California, and there's going to be a huge contingent of Track Magic owner group members driving up to Pat's Acres, and you can Google, YouTube, etc. some footage on Pat's Acres, but it's just a beautiful facility, and the LaPointe family has a lot of activities planned. So they're doing a show and shine. They're going to have like a coffee truck out there. Food is going to be plentiful. Out just knowing the Track Magic group, it's open to anybody. So if you're not on a Track Magic product, they don't care. It's really just supposed to be a rally and a festival for the recreational kart racing guy. So there's going to be a lot of track time. There's going to be a lot of off-track time BSing. And again, the show and shine. So that should be a lot of fun. If you listen to last week's podcast, we had Jason LaPointe on the podcast talking about some of the stuff he has in store. So again, that's going to be September 25th, 26th, 27th. And for some of our Northern California hardcore racers, we understand that's going to conflict with the Pro Kart Buttonwillow event. But if you're a recreational guy or just a hobbyist when it comes to karting, check it out. Maybe it's going to make for a fun road trip. I know personally I will be there. I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of how I'm getting there. Am I driving my wife's car because it has good gas mileage? Am I taking my truck and trailer and loading up my carts? Am I taking just the truck? I don't know. But those are tiny details. But Norcal Karters will be at the Track Magic Owners Group rally in September. And let's see here. It kind of wraps up the calendar for the rest of August and September. If I'm missing one of your events, reach out to me. Send me an email. We'll get your events on the calendar. If you're a karting club or a race promoter, I post all the events for free. If you want an upgraded listing like some of our sponsors like nckroadracing.com, challengekarting.com, nnkcreno.com, or cckra.com, then we could put together a package for the rest of the year, maybe roll it over to 2021. And with the upgraded sponsorship, we put a link on our calendar from our page directly to your registration page or your event calendars, wherever you want us to point it. We don't care. We could send it to your Facebook social page. But again, it's a link directly from norcalkarters.com to your web presence. And if you're a team or a race shop and you want to take advantage of that, again, reach out to me. So some exciting stuff happening. Let's see. So we talked about the Coal Shade interview. That was on Facebook. And so you can go to Norcal Karters on Facebook. That was the Coal Shade interview. Last week we had Jason Lapointe. That was on our podcast channel, which is hosted by Spreaker. Oh, it came up this weekend. Some of you are having a problem with the podcasts shutting off after about 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Some have reported 5 minutes. So if you're listening if you're having a problem, I have a thread going on Facebook on the Norcal Karter page. Chime in. I need to know what platform you're using, because our podcast is on, how many are we on now? 9 or 10 different platforms. So we have Spreaker, we have Spotify, we have iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Castbox, Podcast Addict. So those are all the different platforms that our podcast directly streams to. So if you have a problem where the podcast plays and then just stops and you have to go back into your phone, the number one recommended fix was if you're using either an antivirus software on your phone or you have a battery saver plan on your phone. Those are the two things that can trigger the podcast to shut off, because the podcast will use battery life, or it'll send out a ping to your antivirus or anti-spam app. So you might have to go into either one of those power settings or your application settings and allow whatever podcast app you're using to have access and not be shut down. So check into that. And if you have problems, please let me know, because I do these podcasts for you guys. I don't do them for me. I do like hearing myself talk, and who doesn't love this sexy, nasally, sometimes raspy, lazy voice? But all joking aside, if you're having problems, let me know so I can address them or figure out how to fix them. So if you don't tell me, I won't know, because I have not experienced that problem. But then typically I listen to my podcast from my computer. I don't usually do it from a mobile device. So anything else? Oh, we have a listener out there. Kimberly Cameron, thank you for listening. And if you have a problem I just mentioned, let me know. So thank you for listening. We could do live chats as well. So that's a fun little feature about the podcast stuff. And let's see, I think that's kind of about it. I'm not going to lie, I'm rushing through tonight. I got my sponsors taken care of. I got the race events taken care of. I highlighted the Sonoma Rock event because that was a lot of fun, and I spent a lot of time out there, which was fine with me. But I told my daughter that we could have family night, and we're going through a Star Wars marathon. So that's part of the reason I'm kind of blasting through these events a little bit quicker. But everything's posted on norcalkarters.com. And again, if your event is missing, let me know. We'll get it on the calendar. So with that being said, thank you everyone for listening. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends, like, share, comment. And till next week, I will talk to you then.